Hello everyone and welcome back to another week of the TCL. This time around we are up against the Annistar City Aipoms, coached by Carlos aka Winter Trainer 11, and as you can see that's his team. Thunderous, Meloetta, Darmanitan, Excadrill, which could be a very big problem, Kudra and Granbull. So good luck to you too, sir, and let's see. Who do I want to lead off with? Gonna lead off with my Landorus here. I changed the layout just a little bit, and yeah, Kudra. Okay, I'm gonna have to start checking Pokemon because I'm not very familiar with quite a few of this. I'm familiar with them in VGC, but not in singles, so I'm not entirely sure what Kudra can do. Can it learn some sort of ice move, such as Ice Beam or something like that? He can learn Hidden Power Ice, but I see no... Oh, he does learn Ice Beam. Now, would he bring speed into this thing? It is a base 80 speed Pokemon. But, I think I'm gonna U-turn here. Yeah. I do get some damage off of that on that guy, and who is a safe switch in? I guess Umbreon, because that thing should be special based. So yeah, there's the Ice Beam. So good prediction on my part. I thought I saw a freeze for a second there, but that's not the case. Now his best switch in right now is Granbull, but I'm not really scared of Granbull. I do have Scissor and I do have a Lomomola, which should cover him. So I'm gonna go for the Foul Play to hit whatever comes in really hard. Yeah, there's the Granbull. He intimidates, which doesn't affect me, but Granbull takes a very respectable 26%, and we still see no leftovers. So that's two Pokemon that do not have leftovers on them. I reckon he's gonna go for a Play Rough. He could be special based, I guess. Let me just quickly check what Granbull can do and its move pool. Now I'm surprised. He could have brought a Mega Gyarados. He did draft a Mega Gyarados, but he did not bring it. And yeah, 120 base attack, so he's not going to be physical, or rather special based. He could potentially have Heal Bell, but he's not running leftovers. He could also be Choice Banded here with potentially Thunder Punch, but he's still not going to be able to do too much damage to my Lomomola. So I think I'm free to switch in a Lomomola and chip off a little bit more health with my Rocky Helmet. I could, however, also go into my Landorus to intimidate him and set up my Stealth Rocks. I think setting up Stealth Rock is going to be very important, but we'll see. He's really taking his time thinking his next move. He must be thinking about my Scissor, which Excadrill doesn't mind facing Scissor, nor does Darmanitan. There's the Play Rough. That damage, I'm guessing, is definitely Choice Band though. I really think that's Choice Band damage. Now, nothing on his team appreciates a Scald, but only Excadrill resists the incoming Toxic. So I'm gonna go for the Toxic here. I see no problem with that, and as long as we can pivot between Lomomola and Umbreon, I think we are pretty safe, and we'll be able to make sure he doesn't get through any of our teams. Now it'll be interesting here to see what he does, but yeah, that damage. Let me just run a quick calc here behind the scenes. Showdown damage calculator. Okay, so he is ready now. Let me just quickly check. Grand Bull. Are you choice band against Alomomola? Are you defensive, I guess? Play rough. Wow, would have done 46% actually. Okay, so maybe I'm using the wrong Alomomola. Yeah, that looks like a low damage roll for choice band play rough. So he brings in Goodra and avoids my toxic. So that's definitely not good. Now, who does he bring in here? Or what does he choose to do? Just gonna get my regenerator health back, pivot back into Umbreon, and with my leftovers on Umbreon and regenerator on Alomomola, I can just keep chipping off damage off of these Pokemon with my foul play, because it is, I guess, a 4-hit KO on both of his walls, and nothing else on his team appreciates that damage. He has revealed now Ice Beam and Thunderbolt. So I'm gonna click Foul Play once again. These two bulky Pokemon of his don't have leftovers, so they're not going to be able to recover. Having Stealth Rocks here would be pretty amazing, but unfortunately that's not the case. And Gramble did take some Rocky Helmet damage. He goes for the Flamethrower, I guess expecting Scissor perhaps, but it only does 15%. So here I'm going to go for a safe Wish, just in case he switches back out into Granbull. So seeing how he is choice banded, I'm gonna go into my Landers here, because with the Intimidate and the Wish support, I don't think there'll be a better time to set up my Stealth Rock than now. Since, I mean, he could pivot back out into Goodra, but I really wouldn't mind that. And we see that he doesn't. So he goes even for a Thunder Punch, expecting the Alomomola. He does reveal that, and he is choice banded. So I'm just gonna quickly check. Yeah, Thunder Punch isn't too much stronger than Play Rough. It's still a 3-hit KO onto my Alomomola. So there's really not a problem with that. I'm gonna set up my Stealth Rocks here, definitely. He can't just switch in Excadrill to spin them away, because I do have the Earthquake. He doesn't know that, but it's still a threat to him. And I mean, what could he bring in? Goodra perhaps? We can simply U-turn out of that. He could bring in Thunderous, which cannot take on Umbreon 1v1, I don't think, with my Wish support. Scissor could also be a good switch into Thunderous in a worst case scenario. And we have two very powerful cleanup Pokemon. I did bring Axelgar. It was the MVP by far last week. It got us it got 6 KOs rather, really easily. And I did bring a Choice Scarf Primeape this time around. Not a Life Orb Thunderbolt one, no. But a Choice Scarfed one. Now he decides to bring in Excadrill. Can Excadrill learn some sort of ice move? I don't think it can. Excadrill. So if he decides to spin away the rocks, I could just click Earthquake right now. Overused. He is Mold Breaker. So because of the Mold Breaker, that's one of the reasons I didn't want to bring in or bring Mismagius. I really did consider it, but yeah, his only ice move is Hidden Power Ice, which, I mean, I did run Thunderbolt on Primeape, but I'm just gonna click Earthquake here. He might be Choice Scarfed. Oh wow, I thought for a second he was holding an air balloon, but he's not. Nope, he just doubles out into Thunderous. That's perfectly fine by me. I could have clicked Knockoff, but he goes here for a Hidden Power Ice, which would mean he doesn't have Hidden Power Fire. which would mean he really wouldn't be able to touch Scissor that much, but Scissor can't touch Thunder's back. I'm really glad he has no hazard setter though. I mean, he could set up Stealth Rock, but that's okay by my book. I'm just gonna bring in Umbreon. There's the hidden power, so we still don't know, but I think it's safe to assume it is Ice. I'm gonna Protect here just to scout out what he does and get a little bit of leftovers recovery. He goes into Grand Ball, takes some Stealth Rock damage. Sorry, I'm gonna stop clicking fast forward. That probably looks terrible in the video. And as you can see, I am showing my moves and my opponent's Pokemon on the right and my own, so that it's easier to keep track of what Pokemon has gotten KO'd and which one hasn't. So, Grand Ball is probably not going to risk the Thunderbolt. I could Protect to see what he locks himself into, because my Protect did fail last turn. So using Protect here will allow me to know what he locks himself into and gives me a little bit more HP back. Now I'm gonna bring in a Alomomola. It's pretty safe. He doesn't switch, he connects to play rough, takes more damage back, and he could go for that again, so I'm gonna wish this time around, yeah, he stays in, but I can't simply Protect right now, get my health back, and next time he decides to hit me or he comes in, I will get all my health back. So Grand Ball is as good as done for here, unless he gets a Rapid Spin off on with Excadrill. So that could be a problem. Now, Pocahontas de Meloera, sorry. I have no idea, once again, what Meloera does, so I'm gonna research really quickly what kind of sets it usually runs. The base form at least, which is normal Psychic. Yeah, it could be Choice Specs with Hyper Voice, Psychic, Focus Blast. It does have a very respectful, I don't know, how do you say it? It does have a very high special attack stat. It could be an all-out attacker with Dazzling Gleam or Focus Blast. Okay, so it definitely wants to wall break here. The question is, does it have Hidden Power Fire, or is he just going to U-turn? I did Protect, but it failed, so I'm gonna Protect once again to scout out what he does. He just goes for the Psychic. So, seeing that, and the fact that he has no safe switching into Umbreon, just gonna go into Umbreon, because if he's Choice Specs, he's going to have to switch. If he stays in, he will obviously not do too much damage. He goes for the Signal Beam though, and confuses me. So the confusion is not good for us. What ability does this thing have? Serene Grace. Okay, so I guess he did have a 20% chance to confuse me. So, what does he go for now? We know he's not Scarfed. 306 maximum speed. Gonna bring in Scissor here. He might have HP Fire. Oh, and Scissor gets confused once more as well. Yikes. I'm going to scout for the HP Fire with Landorus, because I really think that thing's going to have HP Fire. Yep, there it is, Hidden Power. So we were right in thinking that. We have seen no sort of Life Orb or anything, so I reckon clicking Knockoff here is a good idea, although we could also click U-turn. Now, let me just check how much. Landorus-T defensive. I do have some investment into attack against a Meloera. U-turn does about half. Knockoff. Knockoff has a chance to KO a non-invested Meloetta, and he can't have both hidden powers. So I'm gonna click Knockoff here. He decides to bring Granbull and sacrifice it. That's fine by me. Meloetta is a thing though, with Serene Grace. What's the chance that Signal Beam confuses? Okay, so he decides to bring in Excadrill once more. Do I fall for the Thunder's move? I'm gonna go for the Earthquake once again. It seems like he's taunting me. The Earthquake is very obvious. His switch into Thunderous is very obvious, rather. So it might be so obvious that he's not going to do it. I think he really wants to get rid of the rocks, because I do expect his Darmanitan to be scarfed, but no, he just goes for the Iron Head. I get a critical hit with my Earthquake. I don't know how much that mattered, but that's the second KO Landorus gets, because Landorus did set up Stealth Rock and Granbull got KO'd on the switch-in. That means Landorus gets the credit for that KO. Now, I don't know. My Umbreon is pretty low, so that's a bit problematic. I wonder though how much damage I'll be dealing to Meloetta with my Scissors Bullet Punch. Mega Scissor with basically very little attack. Bullet Punch does 40%. So it's a 2-hit KO at best. I don't remember quite well, but I don't think I invested into attack into my Scissor, so I really need to weaken that Meloetta. That Meloetta is the only thing stopping us here. And as long as we keep Umbreon healthy. Now he brought it in. Okay. Let me see. Can I withstand? Can Landorus take a hit from Meloetta like a psychic? Landorus-T defensive. Yeah, Meloetta P, no. Meloetta choice specs, I guess. Okay, so Psyshock does 46%. Hyper Voice can KO. Yeah, Hyper Voice is definitely a problem here. So I might have to sacrifice something. If he locks himself into Hyper Voice, or does he predict me? Well, we know he's not choice specs actually. We literally know he's not choice specs. So Hyper Voice is his strongest move. I'm gonna go for the knockoff. I'm pretty sure I take anything Meloetta wants to throw at us. We won't outspeed. My Landorus is very slow, but yeah, there's a psychic. We take it just fine with 5%, and wow, he had an expert belt. Man, if I had just gone into Umbreon. I don't want to sacrifice my Landorus just yet, although I might have to. I wish I had something like Quick Attack or something like that. Let's see here. Landorus can't take on Thunders because it has HPIs and will outspeed. Goodra does threaten with an Ice Beam. Darmanitan, I'm guessing, is going to be scarfed. So I think I do have to give up on Landorus here. Unfortunately, knockoff was so close to getting the KO. He does predict or try to predict my switching into Scissor, but I do have Hidden Power Ice on my Excelgor. If I had Hidden Power Rock, I think I could seal up the game here because I would be able to hit that Darmanitan. Now, it's going to be interesting to see. He's obviously going to give up Meloetta here. Man, I wish Landorus could have gotten his third KO this game. Okay, so Excelgor. Okay, as you can see, I do have Infestation. At that percent, it should be able to KO. And if he decides to switch out, I will trap whatever comes in. But due to that, I'm just gonna click Bug Buzz instead. Excelgor gets its 7th KO in the league. I do have Hidden Power Ice, which probably can do 50% to Thunderous. I'll have to check. It probably won't be able to KO Gudra though, which most definitely will have the Flamethrower, which would KO. But as a last resort, I could go for an Infestation with Excelgor to trap whatever comes in, so that I can make sure I can counter it. Wow, Gudra is very low. So I can probably KO it with Hidden Power Ice here. Let me check. Excelgor. Are you Spike's lead? I am. Holding a Life Orb. I am. Max Special Attack. 299. Let me just make sure that I am 299. Wow, I'm 328, so never mind. I'm even modest, not timid. Figured there was no need to be timid. Against a Gudra. Overused Assault Vest. Bug Buzz even does 25%. Hidden Power. If we expect that Gudra to be Assault Vested. Wow, Hidden Power Ice does less than Bug Buzz. Yeah, of course, that makes sense. And Bug Buzz barely fails to KO if that's if that is an Assault Vest Gudra with max HP. I'm gonna go into Umbreon. There's no need for me to play so risky. He does go for the Flamethrower, doesn't get a burn. Here I can safely Wish and Protect to get my Umbreon healthy. And yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to break through Alomomola and Umbreon. So those two, even though they don't get the hits, they weaken everything so much that yeah, they just top my opponent in their tracks, really. That's what they do. They stop my opponents in their tracks very, very easily. Well, not easily, but with the spreads I'm using, I mean, yeah, Umbreon is such a powerhouse, and honestly, I could see myself drafting those two every single time from here on out. I mean, everything else could change, but that pair, it just works. It just really, really works. He goes for a Thunderbolt, gets a critical hit. I do get my Wish up, and okay, a critical hit Thunderbolt did 23%. I don't think even a critical hit Dragon Pulse would be enough, so I'm just gonna click Foul Play here. Yeah, he goes for a Flamethrower, gets another critical hit, but I do get to KO Gudra, and I do get a lot of HP back between leftovers, the Wish. Wow, but yeah, 2 critical hits in a row. That was scary. That was very scary. Because they could have been, I could have had almost 20% more HP. Now, since I do expect this guy to be Scarfed, and wow, we actually speed tie between Primeape and Darmanitan, since we are both Scarfed, or I'm assuming he's Scarfed. He does go for a U-turn, so he might be locked into that. That will do a lot of damage. but I really... Okay, Primeape does have the Stone Edge and the Ice Punch. So I kind of want to bring Primeape in here, because Stone Edge could KO both, but the Ice Punch would be a guaranteed KO onto Thundurus. So I think Primeape is my switch in here. He will go for the U-turn, yep. He does a lot of damage, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be Scarfed. Like, I could put money on that. Thundurus comes in. I do have my Choice Scarf, so I'm hoping, I'm really hoping that I can do, okay, Stone Edge does so much, so Ice Punch should be able to guarantee the KO. Yeah, Ice Punch does 62% minimum. Even against a 252 HP, I would get the KO. So I'm just gonna click Ice Punch here. Yep, there's the KO. Primeape gets us another KO in the league, and Darmanitan comes in. So I just switch Alomomola in here, and I let it take the KO. Whatever he locks himself into. Yeah, Fire Punch. So I just click Scald, and Alomomola takes its first KO of the league, I believe. And that's the game. Very good game, Carlos. If you guys want to check out my opponent's channel and his perspective of the battle, you can check it down below. I will have a link to his channel, and I really recommend it. He was, I believe, 1-on-1 in the league. Let me actually check how he was doing. Really quickly. I have the standings right here. Wait, why won't it let me switch? Okay, there it is. So let me check the standings. We are currently in second place, but we just won 5-0. So if the 6 Island Magikarps lose or don't win by a margin of 2 or more games, we'll probably stay in second place unless they lose, but I'm feeling pretty confident here. Carlos was in 7th place with a 1-1 record, so this will not help him in his attempt to make the playoffs, but that was pretty good. Yeah, that's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to battle Carlos again, maybe in the playoffs, if we make it, if he makes it. And yeah, we're still undefeated in league play. We are 3-0 in both leagues, so I'm pretty happy about that. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next week for our week 4. And don't forget to check out all the other content in my channel if you're interested in competitive battling or the competitive TCG. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.